Trump's Remain in Mexico policy, also known as the Migrant Protection Protocols, or MPP, has created a crisis on our southern border. Asylum seekers fleeing horrific violence and pursuing their legal right to seek asylum in the United States are being forced to remain in Mexico as they wait for their court dates. As a result, many have been victims of kidnapping, extortion, and rape. Advocates and activists are doing everything possible to keep migrants safe. Linda is a lawyer from Las Americas, and she's the lead lawyer on the case that we're going to be following today in Juarez. How are you feeling about today?
I'm starting to get a little nervous.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't want to let them down.
Yeah.
I think the presenting at the bridge by people who are fearful needs to be happening more. Unfortunately, just this week alone, we heard of 2 new cases of, women who have been kidnapped. We may not be successful in taking them out of MPP, but I absolutely think it's worth a shot.
Linda Rivas is the executive director of Las Americas, which is a nonprofit that provides legal services to low-income migrants. Families Belong Together invited Senator Cory Booker to accompany migrants who have been victims of violence in Ciudad Juarez. Previous actions with Families Belong Together and members of Congress have led to positive outcomes.
People are allowed to claim fear at any time during the process. And that is what we're going to really focus on today if we get any pushback from the customs agents that are going to be at the foot of the bridge. All of these women that will be assisting today, they've all been processed in the United States and placed into the Remain in Mexico program. And what we're seeing in particular with this group of women is it's placing them in direct harm.
And they're being targeted by people on that side of the border as vulnerable and easily abused, easily taken advantage of.
Yes, so just historically, Central American migrants are in much greater harm in Mexico for kidnapping.
Later today, we're going to be crossing this bridge that connects El Paso and Juarez. And we're going to cross with 5 women who are seeking asylum in the United States. We're crossing with them because they fear for their lives in Mexico. But truthfully, we don't know what's going to happen. We could get turned around, we could be allowed through, or we could have a standoff on the bridge for hours, which is what has happened in the past. ¿Han estado en detención en Estados Unidos? Aún no han pasado.
Sí. ¿Y fueron detenidas cuántos días?
29.
¿Cómo las trataron en esa detención?
Mal, nos decían marranos.
No las dejaban bañarse.
No.
¿Cuántas veces se pudieron bañar en esos 29 días?
Ni una.
Ni una.
Tell me why you decided to come here.
Well, I was appreciative, number one, of the invitation, but it's also for me been a learning experience, and to see up close what's going on, and it further fuels my conviction to change this system. But my hope is my presence here today, my continuous follow-up through my staff, that we can have a good outcome. And my ambition right now is to transform this whole immigration policy back to one that's aligned with our values. This administration has just been engaging in a level of moral vandalism that I never imagined our country would be engaged in.
One of the things that I've been so inspired by is Linda, the lawyer, who's organizing all of this. She is that hero that is out there on the front lines every day, and so.
Well, to me, that's the amazing and sobering thing for me is there are people who are every single day of their lives, they're focused on justice at our borders, and this is the thing I don't want people to understand. They're American heroes in the sense that they're protecting our country from going down to a dark hole.
I think we need to have a semicircle behind and a semicircle in front.
Okay.
And instruct them to cover their faces as much as possible. Maybe look down. Sorry.
Puedes llorar, no hay problema.
¿Todos tienen sus folders?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, chicos. We're gonna follow you. Sorry.
Tápate la cara.
We're waiting for one. Are we ready? Ready? Let's go.
Yeah, she's. 好，你没事。Come on, I need to get a good count. Okay.
Te están dejando entrar.
And that this does not mean they're out of MPP, right? They're trying everything to get out of MPP to save their own life. And so today they took that step, but everything is very much still in the government's hands.